Thank you so much for joining me, Megan the trainer, for another segment of Megan's Movement Minute. Here I am in the motherland. It's so nice to be home. Again, home is always good, but it's nice to kind of have some level of normalcy back in my life. So today on Megan's Movement Minute, I am going to talk about 3 key topics, some big things, especially in this realm of functional training and functional fitness, that really are interconnected, and sometimes people, even fitness pros, don't see how interconnected they really are. And so these 3 things are flexibility, mobility, and stability. So oftentimes some people fall down the road of flexibility has its own training bucket, mobility has its own training bucket, and stability has its own training bucket. So when you think of flexibility, we do all those stretches. And when we think of mobility, we do kind of passive ranges of motion. And when we think of stability, some people have taken this to the extent of standing on Bosu balls and medicine balls to work the stabilizers for those joints. So now I'm here to tell you that all 3 of these things, flexibility, stability, and mobility, all work together. So we should not necessarily be taking specific time for just flexibility, for just mobility, for just stability. We should be marrying all 3 of them together in a beautiful little braid and including that into your training sessions. So why would we do that? Well, that's kind of how our body likes to move. Our body doesn't just shift gears from one to the next to the next. It's kind of this big hodgepodge of everything that's going on in our muscles, in our tendons, in our ligaments, in our fascia, you name it. So oftentimes when we think of flexibility, we think of just the ability to stretch our muscles, or again, our tendons, ligaments, and fascia. When we think of mobility, we think of our joint. So like our shoulder, how much mobility do we have to open it up, swing it around, open, close, etc., or our elbow, our wrist, our knee, you name it. And when we think of stability, we think of how stable and secure is that joint going to be. So if I put it in this range of motion, what is going to happen? Can it keep its joint integrity? So again, all 3 of these things come together, and so that's something that's really cool here that we do at Fitness Lying Down, thanks to the DVRT community, is that when we warm up before either our semi-private sessions or our group training sessions, we don't necessarily go through a stretch session. We don't do reach for your toes, we don't pull your heel up, we don't necessarily focus on just fixing that flexibility. The same thing with the mobility and the stability. We do movements that are going to integrate our entire body. That's going to integrate our brain. It's going to awaken our core to really allow us to stabilize our midsection, our trunk, to allow for more mobility in the rest of our body. So the next time you come into your training session, really be mindful to try to integrate all 3 of those things together and not just come in one day and do one box and the next day and do the other. Because again, our body likes to do them all together, and that's how we do it during our day, in our life, in our everyday movements. So now that you know better, let's go ahead and do better so we can all be better.